Oh, 331s. Super Grunts. Part 2. M2 50 caliber machine gun. Heavy guns. Here come the heavy guns. Ma Deuce. Barrel 22 pounds. M3 tripod 44 pounds. Not counting receiver or T&E. Receiver 60 pounds. Gun carriage, not counting gun carriage, probably about 22. Can of ammo, 100 rounds, 35 pounds. That comes out without the gun carriage, 163 pounds. And not the T&E, I'm not too sure about that one. Gun length, 64 or 65 inches. It shoots the 12.7 by 99 millimeter. It shoots rates of fire at 750 to 850 rounds a minute. That is 12.5 to 14.16 rounds a second. There's a timing gauge in the back behind the spade. The spade is the trigger guard on the back. It shoots at 2,910 feet per second. That's 890 meters a second. That's 1,800 meters on a point target and an area target. It's kind of in between. I mean, it's kind of when you fire a 6 to 8 round burst, it's kind of to who it may concern. 1,800 meters is 6,000 feet. In the Marine Corps, we shot 21, 22, and then you're pushing it with the wind. The M2 has a model number 2 on it because it has a single fire and it has plastic spade grips and charging handle grip. On the spade, you hold it as obvious as you can see it, and what you fire on is not a trigger, it is a butterfly trigger. On the charging handle, you have to charge it twice when loading. You can put the rounds in, slide it in, or you can lift the feed tray up. Regardless of both those ways, you have to charge it twice. If you open up the feed tray, that's the thing on top that goes up 90 degrees. Okay, you put the rounds on. Okay, there is a little claw in there that drags the round back. If you put that claw on there, that's pretty much what the first charge does. You bring the bolt back. The claw, when it comes forward, it grabs the round, you pull it back, brings it onto the bolt. Bolt goes forward and then fires. When it retracts, it grabs another round. Now, when the round goes back, that's obviously when the links go to the rear. Okay? Get the blue screen moving on, ladies and gentlemen, because we're talking about the kitty cat. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Mark 19. It shoots a 40 millimeter by 80 or 53 millimeter. The gun is 77 pounds. The tripod is 44 pounds. T&E questionable. Gun carriage questionable. So I didn't put the 22 pounds on it. Can of ammo, about a pound of ammo. We're not too sure. It wouldn't give me the specs on that. So let's just say the first can at 32 rounds. It's 32 pounds, and 48 rounds at 48 pounds. So with the 32, it's 154, and a 48 is 170 pounds for the get-up. That's not counting the carriage or the T&E. The gun length is 53 inches. Rates of fire is anywhere from 360 to 390 rounds a minute. That is 6 rounds or 6.4 or 5 rounds a second of 40 millimeter grenades, ladies and gentlemen. That is some fucking raining down some hate and disconsent on some bitches. That's why on my platoon we were called Chaos, because we put down some fucking chaos. The round speed goes anywhere from 750 to 790 rounds a second. That's 230 to 240 meters a second. Point target, and this is why, because it's to who it may concern, is 1,500 meters. Max is 2,400 meters, and that is at an area target. So, I guess I've seen it out to 24. I'm guessing if you put on a hill, maybe on a backdrop, shooting in a defilé, indirect fire, yeah, you could probably, I don't know. We'll see. Let me know in the Marine Corps if you ever got to fuck around more than me. It's a beautiful weapon, ladies and gentlemen. You fire off of a whole can of ammo, dump a can, not a mag dump, burn up that belt. And, you bust a beaten zone of a big-ass diamond. Like always, the beaten zone. If you don't know what a beaten zone is, I suggest you go to fucking part 1, asshole. All right, let's go to the bread and butter. The bread and butter. Let me get my blue screen a moving. Here we go, gents. Bread and butter. Bread and butter. The 50 cal is more able to penetrate than the Mark 19. But you have to be closer. So with the Mark 19, the further out you are, it's going to do the same amount of damage, but not with the 50 cal, obviously. Okay, energy. Now, in a kitty cat platoon, CAAT stands for Combined Anti-Armor Team. It is the biggest, meanest, heaviest armor a light infantry battalion in the Fleet Marine Force FMF has. All right? You work in teams in a crew serve. Well, guess what? In vehicles, you work in teams too. Pairs, ladies and gentlemen. Always 2 gun trucks and 2 tow trucks. Okay? When you're going hunting the armor. Now, what's a tow truck? Tow truck is a guy who shoots a missile. What's a gun truck? Guy who has a machine gun on it. There we go. So 2 machine guns get a little bit closer and at a different angle than your tow trucks. And what they do is they zero in and they light up a tank or armor or whatever it may be. When they're lighting up a tank, they're the rabbit. The tank's buttoning up, you're hitting reactive armor, you're knocking shit off of it, maybe a radio, maybe a disabled kill, it's where you knock out a track. I highly doubt you're going to start a fire on the engine unless you got a shot on the ass. And then the tank buttons up and does all its fucking crazy shit, and he starts aiming in on your ass. And while he's aiming in on your ass, he does not know that you were suppressing the sound of a tow missile being shot at your fucking tank with a second tow missile on target ready to fuck you up the ass. Fuck you, this is Russia, right? Those things get fucked up that way. We may die, we're the rabbits, who knows? But if they fuck us up, those machine guns, by the time they knock out the first tank and then you shoot a second tank with the second tow missile and then the first tow gun is now reloading, it takes them a little bit. Those guys are finally realizing where you're at. So you could have 2 kills and probably get scoot out of there, okay? Or 1 kill. But if there's 2 tows and 2 tanks, they're probably going to shoot it at together. Whatever. That's the difference between the 50 cal and the Mark 19. In Iraq and Afghanistan, it's doing a lot of security protection. They're just mobile pillboxes now. Instead of rabbits going to hunting down armor, they're taking a lot of point and rear. And, I've heard guys in Iraq, MP, say that their gun trucks, these guys were offering them like, $3,500 to put their semi-truck next to them because these dudes were making like $120K a year tax-free or some trash like that. So that's the kitty cat. We'll go into tow missiles later on. Next one's going to be about 81 millimeter mortars. Shout out to my guys in group telling me that in the Army they issue you a boonie cover, but you really don't fucking wear it. You wear your patrol cap. And I'm like, what the fuck is a patrol cap? And he's like, yeah, man, it's your ball cap. What the fuck? So just another fuck up the chain that everybody fucking did in the Army. I mean, whenever you feel down and out about being a Marine, just remember the Army. They know how to do it just a little bit better on that one. And as always, go fuck yourself.